And here in the top left-hand corner of the map, Antiga Shipyard, we have our red Protoss player from Incredible Miracle. He's first in the second game.
He's first.
Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, we have our blue Terran player from StarTale. It is Hack.
It is indeed Hack. And will he be the hero that StarTale wants to tie things up a little bit? And, okay, good. Looks like everything's good on the stream right now. Excellent. So we've got Antiga Shipyard for our map right now. TVZ is a matchup that kind of continues to evolve, but tends to evolve a little bit more slowly than some of the other matchups. It still ends up being some sort of variation of bio on the Terran part, and on the Protoss part, a attempt to kind of surprise their opponent with tech switches between Colossi and Templar tech. That's kind of what a lot of TVP comes down to, which means in the end, a lot of TVP comes down to army positioning and micro in big fights. So the players that are good at that sort of thing are really the ones that we've seen excel in TVP, and the players that aren't so good are the ones that have kind of fallen by the wayside in the current TVP metagame. So which one of those will Hack be? That's the question. In the past, he's been pretty decent, but First showed us a pretty solid game one.
Just throw off the pretense. We know you want to see Mech.
Mech? Oh, of course, yeah, I definitely do. And
yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah, and the thing is Mech legitimately like isn't that great of a strategy in TVP right now. Yeah. Like bio tank obviously has its place, and we do see Terran players out there that play Mech, but at the tip-top pro level, it just has not been figured out yet. You know, either it's just not possible, or there's just not a way that people have discovered yet to do it. So maybe, you know, when the Warhound comes out in Heart of the Swarm, maybe with the changes, the addition of Widowmine, we can see like a very passive mech-oriented style, and that probe. Whoa! Oh man, that was close. Actually, that was like three hits away.
You can have a command center, or really any structure, up to 99% complete, and you can do all the damage you want to it in the world, but it doesn't light on fire. What is that last 1% that puts so much combustible stuff into a Terran structure?
I don't know. It's just like the pressure builds up or something like that till it eventually just explodes. It's kind of the science that goes behind it, I think.
It's science.
It's science, pretty much.
Well, Hack, of course, is not going to do a 1x gasless fast expand. In fact, he has this SCV out here just to make his opponent think that it's going to be one. And, you know, that being said, First is setting up for a pretty normal 1-gate expand. So there's a potential, as we see a factory being proxied, that Hack is going to be able to catch First off guard.
Right. Yeah, so we might see a couple different things here. Could be proxy Banshees, and that's what I believe it probably will be, because we do have a second gas going down at home for Hack. It's in kind of an awkward location for it to be something like a proxy Thor, so as much as I would love to see that, don't think we will this game. And look at this. I do like this by Hack, putting down that bunker there just to kind of give the pretense of a normal opening in TVP. So unless First decides to do some extra scouting for some reason, because you wouldn't normally scout that, Hack should be able to get the jump out on his opponent with whatever he's got planned here.
We'll see how First wants to follow this up. If he throws down 2 gates within the next couple of supply, obviously he's feeling pretty insecure and wants to stay safe against extra units at the beginning of the game, or is looking to put on pressure himself. But if he waits until that like 31, 32 supply mark, that means he feels very, very secure. Now, of course, we know the best thing for him, as there is actually 1 Hellion that's going to pop out here as well, and 2. Oh, okay. So he is actually going to proxy a.
What in the world? Wow, that is some great scouting from First. I got to say, not a lot of Protoss players would have found that. That is impressive, man. That's cool. And he's actually going to do a Hellion drop. That's kind of cool.
That's what I was going to say, but now everything's out the window. Because
everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yep. So will he go for it? That's kind of the question now. Stalker's already in a position to intercept. He's like, all right, yeah, you want to try to drop me? Go ahead. I'll have Stalkers there. So what will Hack do? You know, he's got a lot of places he can actually drop here. He can drop behind that fog if First doesn't guard it, and then maybe try to just jump in there really quick with the Hellions and do damage. But it's going to be really, really tough at this point. Hack may need to think about putting down an expansion here and trying to do a little bit more of a transition, but he's going for it, man. Oh,
God. Yeah, 2 tech labs down.
He's going for it.
This is certainly just going to be as aggressive as possible. Oh, and he does lead away a lot of the Stalkers, but they kill the SCV too quickly and get back in position. So the Medevac trying to swing around the side, just going to drop down the Hellions underneath the... well, I guess where they were being constructed. We'll see if they try and swing into the natural.
Well, I think he got in there and he saw the pylon down by the fog, and he's like, all right, there's just no good way to drop this. And he also scouted it with his SCV-2 and saw those Stalkers. So overall, he should be, you know, in not the worst spot ever. This is still a strong attack coming from Hack.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that rhymed.
Time,
no.
Time for a good old-fashioned 1-1-1, though,
I know. But first, you know, he's in a position where he can defend it, too. So we'll see. This is still strong. Like I said, it is a one-base play. It is rather all-in. There's siege tanks and banshees on the way, so it's most definitely all-in, actually, from Hack.
Okay, well, that's a fair number of stalkers, and this robotics facility is about to be finished up as well. Oh, and it looks like he is going to drop inside of the main. The stalkers have to retreat at the moment, but the Hellions are rolling their way up to the top.
This could work. This could work.
Oh, that is a lot of probes lined up there, but 10 of them have gone down in this game so far, so good damage already done.
Yeah, he's done okay. He's going to probably lose both of these Hellions, but now the unit's trying to sneak into the natural as well, although it looks like, yeah, First does have enough stalkers to hold that off as well. So not a bad start, but when you're one base against someone who's playing more of a macro game, you need to do a lot more damage than that. Here comes the Banshees right now, excuse me, but no cloak though, so these stalkers are going to chase away very quickly, or maybe just kill it. Oh, wow, one shot away.
Gets very low there. Do we still have an SCV sitting up here? No, I don't see one, so not really going to be repaired up, unfortunately. So the units keep congregating for Hack, though. He is sitting on just one tank at the moment, a second now finishing up and continuing to reinforce with Marines and Banshees.
Now, Hack, I do believe, has siege mode. Yes, he does. So this is actually going to be a nice staging ground for him to push into his opponent's base. I'd like to see him get that siege tank a little bit closer there, and that's probably what he's going to do in a moment. But overall, Hack still very much in this. Whoa, has to make sure that that medevac lives, though. Gets two stalkers, not bad. Oh, but here comes First around the outside. Oh, you know what? I mean, even though the siege tank was there, I feel like he could have sniped those. Yeah, he's thinking about it. He's like, oh, maybe I could have gotten in there and gotten those tanks. I believe he could have, actually.
A lot of SCVs pulled off the line, though, to help repair up these Banshees, which are certainly going to be critical in the DPS of this attack later on. Oh, is he going to be able to get the Observer? Just barely.
Oh, wow.
That actually helps. So, I mean, it really limits the vision of First and what Hack is going to be doing, rolling up with a fair number of Marines. Now, of course, Immortals aren't all that great against that, and the Banshees are just so powerful now, cleaving through a lot of the Stalkers. The Immortal has done quite a considerable amount of damage, but now these Banshees are going to have to start backing off.
Yep, without Cloak again, you know, there's just no way for him to stay in there and fight. Does lose one Banshee.
Yeah, he accidentally A-clicked the destructible debris and it held the Banshees up, and the Stalkers got off one more shot.
Yep. Hack, you know, things could be going better right now. He did lose his medevac. He lost some Marines, lost a Banshee. Meanwhile, First continues to go ever forward here. He's been able to keep up on supply, and he has kind of cut probes to a certain extent. He's like, all right, I really need to spend nearly everything I have in defending this right now because my opponent's on one base. Just decides to test the front again with the Zealot to make sure. Good thoughts there by First to make sure.
All right. Well, nice job picking off a couple of pylons here, or a pylon, I should say, on the side. Going to lead some units away and does depower a warp gate as well. So Hack's still doing some damage. I mean, certainly First isn't out of the woods. And the Mortal taking some pretty big losses there. Oh, but the Banshees are a little bit exposed. They're going to have to back away very quickly.
Yep, he does have some SCVs there to repair, so that is good for Hack. But this is getting to be the point where Hack needs to make something happen. He's been able to do some damage with his Banshees. But First looks like he's going to be ready to try to break out soon. It's so difficult in this position without Colossi, though.
There are a lot of units out for him, though, and the Immortal count is starting to grow just a bit. 2 Immortals going up to his 3rd right now.
That's right. So the Cyber Core getting ever lower. The Stalkers can't defend it. There's too many tanks there, and it does go down. No more Stalkers for First, and the robotics facility is definitely going to be next here.
So still quite a bit of damage being done. One of the longer 1-1-1s that we've seen kind of come to fruition. So.
Does get that Immortal out, though. So every little Immortal helps at this point, but I feel like the tank count's just getting too high. Whoa, Hack almost losing a Banshee.
Yeah, but he is able to back up in time, so Stalker's almost dying there, but the Banshees are holding on for dear life. Continuing to pick away at this Warp Gate, though.
Yep, that's right. And I mean, looks like he may lose this Banshee, taking some shots on the Stalker. Oh, wow, 2 Stalkers, 4 Stalkers go down, and the Banshee still lives. The Immortal coming up on the cliff. He will be able to get 1 tank, but that Immortal will pay for his life. Oh, here comes the push. A lot of Zealots coming in right now, but is it going to be enough for First?
Everything repairing up that First tank. Now the SUVs are actually repairing each other, unfortunately, not really using themselves, and the siege tanks are all getting cleaned up. Just a handful of Banshees hanging in the air. There are 3 still remaining, but all of the tanks on the ground have been destroyed.
Yeah, that does help quite a bit, but First does still have about even supply, and that is definitely enough Stalkers to chase away the Banshees at least.
Yeah, the Cybernex core actually just finished there, so he saved up all of his resources for a big warp-in of Stalkers and was able to get it done. And as we can see, what's that coming across the map?
It's everything. It's all the SCVs.
Yes, all of them. I don't know what these two are doing. They could be
Not
attacking
all of them, I guess.
or building something,
Never mind.
but they're
not
just
quite
silly.
all of it.
Yes, that's a good thought.
That.
Yes. Well, it looks like once again, First is, oh wow, he intercepts most of the SCVs before they're able to do any damage. He gets them away from the tank. Now the Banshees are inside of the main, picking off Stalkers, DPSing them down before they're able to do any real damage. In fact, the Banshee's backing away. Is it one going to fall? Yes, it does. Just one Stalker remaining for now, but it looks like First has kind of change the tide of things. He's actually fighting next to his proxy production structures. What is this game?
This is, I mean, Hack had a pretty good chance, but I feel like he played that push a little bit too passively here. IM.First, on the other hand, was so good at being patient this game, so good at waiting until he had the right amount of Zealots to move out and try to win that fight. So really, really well played by First. Hack had him on the ropes, but it looks like our Protoss player from Incredible Miracle may be able to come back and win this one.
Well, this is one of the sillier games that I've seen. I feel like John Cleese should be commentating this in some regard.
Very silly game.
Yes, it's quite silly. So there's still 3 Banshees, just 1 tank remaining. The Banshee count actually continuing to grow. 4th is added into the mix as well. That's an awful lot of Stalkers, though.
Yes, it is, and some Zealots as well. Not a whole lot of siege tanks. There are 4 Banshees, which does make it a little bit more difficult for First to really engage this properly. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, Hack harassing that main base again.
Trying to
here we go again.
A couple more bunkers.
And here we go
come
again
the rest of
First.
the forces. The Immortal actually getting shot down very quickly, not even able to take out the tank, so the tank continuing to fire free into the middle of the Stalkers. But the Banshee count starting to be reduced. Just 2 more remaining now, and that, I think, is going to be all. And IM.First looks like he's going to take 2 games in a row.
That's right. GG from Hack, and Incredible Miracle on the wins of First go up 2-0 in this series already.